Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game SO. Today I got a fun and exciting episode for you guys this evening because maybe 3 or 4 months ago I did a video on Turbo OutRun Reimagined, a brand new version of OutRun made by fans, and it has gotten an update to a 4.0 test version, and that is absolutely spectacular because last time I took a look at this game I told you it was a 10 out of 10 capturing all of the spirit and excitement of OutRun for a modern audience, but it was not a finished game, and while this 4.0 release is not a finished game either, it is an absolute ton of fun, adding in so many new features, new levels, new quality of life improvements, and some tweaks to the overall mechanics that it is just an even better experience of a game demo that I already said was a straight 10 out of 10. Before you get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. But in this new updated version from a few days ago as of recording the audio, there's been more modes added, more levels added, and more features added as well. And that is always an awesome thing. There now is a work in progress version of the original OutRun in the engine, and while it definitely needs a couple fixes before it's ready for prime time, and some of these turns on the Turbo OutRun version could use a little bit of adjustments, this is just absolutely spectacular as it stands, and it's only going to get better. I absolutely love this sort of vaporwave tunnel right there as well. It has such a fun vibe to it. This is just an amazing love letter to the original OutRun, and when we first talked about it, I said that it was really good, but it needed a couple updates. For one, the Countach had absolutely no collision detection. You could drive through anything you wanted, it just wasn't there. The good thing is now the Countach, one of the best vehicles of all time in my opinion, has full collision detection, so now you can use the best car in the game in my opinion exactly the way it was intended to. And I'll be showing different features throughout this in the video, but there's a ton of new options as far as wheel calibration and control calibration is concerned, letting you absolutely granular dial in any single setting on the analog you want. This is going to be the best feeling OutRun you've probably ever played outside of OutRun 2. Additionally, there's new levels added in, including Chicago, which is definitely making me happy because that's where I am right now and always live, and it's just more of a good thing. And it shows the developer is still actively working on this, adding improvements and going along the development process to make the definitive version of OutRun that Sega definitely isn't going to make anytime soon, mostly for licensing. And again, this pseudo sprite scaling here, this 3D to 2D effect just works so well. This game absolutely just runs at a blistering frame rate and will basically take any resolution or aspect ratio you want. You can go to 640 by 480 and do it in 4:3 and giving it that classic OutRun look, or you can do it in ultra widescreen like I showed in the first video, but I figured this time I would kind of meet in the middle at 1920 by 1080 and a 16:9 aspect ratio. But that is how versatile this build of the game is. It gives you unlimited options to do basically anything you could possibly want, which is great because you get to dial in exactly the experience you want out of this game. You can have the soundtrack from OutRun, Turbo OutRun, Hang On, anything you want to do. You absolutely have the ability to do that. You can rebind the gamepad however you want. You have the wheel settings. I'm going to show you the menu because honestly I don't usually do this, but I'm so impressed by the amount of actual changes you can make. Everything here, all of the different gears, all of the different shifting, all of the different wheel binds. You even have in the next menu the ability to granularly change off all the analog settings so that you can do exactly what you want. You can get the wheel dialed in exactly how it feels good to you, and no two solutions are going to be the same for every single person or every single wheel. But the developer behind this is absolutely just taking this to the absolute maximum, giving you the ability to do whatever the hell you want. Now we're going to play a little bit of the OutRun work in progress mode, and I would say this one definitely needs a little bit more brushing up, but it is clearly demarcated in the menu as a work in progress. And the patch notes say that some of the level timings do need to be adjusted because they might be a little tight. In this instance, you need to race absolutely perfectly if you want to see the end. It is one of those things, you probably just need an extra 10 seconds to be able to play this mode a little bit better, but if you are an expert at OutRun, you've been playing this game, you should be able to get by on it. But the graphics have been improved as well. All of the scaling looks so nice. This is just shaping up to be something that feels like a very special game. And of course with the OutRun music, it's going to sound spectacular as well. So here comes your 45-second sound sample. Enjoy it and come back as I'll show you a lot more of what Turbo OutRun Reimagined has to offer. Classic OutRun music, and honestly it's as good today as it was the day it came out, and you might notice that the engine noises are ever so slightly louder than I would like them to be. I actually left that there because you can adjust all of that in the options menu as well, but I wanted to talk about it. And I even love as we go to golden hour here and the sunset drops in, just how smooth it is. This game in the Unity engine is absolutely buttery smooth. Every single turn, every single transition, every single draw of the road at the horizon line, you barely would even notice it if I never mentioned it to you. This honestly feels like a caliber of talent and development that somebody at Sega back in the day would have done. If Yu Suzuki was involved in this in a spiritual way, I would not be surprised whatsoever. Because the big thing is when you're playing Turbo OutRun Reimagined, you're having the exact same fun as playing OutRun or OutRun 2. That's all that really matters. All the technical wizardry in the world, all of the frame rate, all of the draw distance means nothing if a game is not fun. The prettiest game out there, if it's not got good gameplay, it's not going to be worth your time. And with Turbo OutRun Reimagined, it adds both of those things together, just creating such a great experience. Racing down the highway using your turbo, even upgrading in between levels to repair things that are broken or increase your power, it just 100% works both on paper and as a game. And the best part is this is a free game. I will leave a link in the description below to this version I am playing, but do be aware it is still not a finished game. The developer is working on it, and it seems like based upon their page updates, they're now taking a bit of paternity leave because they had a child, so congratulations to them. That is awesome news. You always love to hear it. And that is the fun thing. These are just games made by fans because they love something that you also love and I also love, and they give us a completely new experience. And I love that because it is a beta, it just says win message 1 there. That text probably shouldn't be showing up. But you'll see here we have all of these different options. Turbo OutRun is OutRun work in progress, and they will give you notes on what's going on with them. And once you first boot up the game, you're also going to get patch notes as well, so you can see exactly what's been changed in this version. And you have all of these different vehicles to select from as well, so you can kind of play the game however you want. You can pick your soundtrack and you can go from there. And this again is just such a pretty experience. Seeing the downtown area of the original Turbo OutRun or any of the other levels in the game, it just comes across so well in this modern graphical stylings. The skybox and the downtown area in the background with all of these buildings flying by, the sensation of scale and speed is massive. All of these trees and things at the edge of the road are going to be blowing by unless you run directly into them like I did there. Stupid me. And you just really do feel like you're doing all of the speed that the speedometer shows you. And I even love the heads-up display. It'll adjust itself based upon your screen resolution and your aspect ratio to make sure it's exactly where you want it to go. And you can turn parts of it on, parts of it off. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. I do love just how many options we have here. Everyone wants to play their OutRun a little bit differently, and this game 100% gives you the ability to make it your OutRun. Play the courses you want, play the modes you want, do whatever you want. But one more sound sample because you know I love this soundtrack. Just 30 seconds this time. I'll come back and show you a few levels in the game that are new for my last playthrough. But enjoy. I love that you get all the different music from the actual games, whether it's OutRun, Turbo OutRun, or Super GP. You can really kind of mix and match what you want to hear vibe-wise, or you can just set it to random and let the game pick for you. And I love the colors in this game as well. This red turning into almost like a magenta pink. It has an amazing look to it. The original OutRun and Turbo OutRun did as well, and the development of this game, the colorways they have chosen, and how they replicate on screen, just look absolutely stunning. I would not change a single thing about any of the colors in this game whatsoever. They're an 11 out of 10. Leave them as is and you're good to go. And you will see that I did manage to run out of time here because I'm in original OutRun mode, and that's where I feel like it could be a little bit more generous. And then one level in the game takes place at night, but for some reason my car is not illuminating from the background, but this is a level I didn't experience in the original demo of this game, so it is still a work in progress. And do remember that going into this is not finished. You're going to encounter some glitches and bugs, you're going to encounter some things that aren't perfect, but even with all that, the fun on offer right now with Turbo OutRun Reimagined really does feel like Sega giving us a brand new game. After that, we're done. I'm going to keep racing and I'll see you guys next time, but go play the game. Bye bye.